So this is a weird first podcast because it does feel like we're just saying what we think about this past election. And I think our other episodes might be different, but this is who you're going to get when you listen. But what we want to do is really cover stories that matter. So I'll be reporting a lot as a correspondent with DropSite on the tax fight, on what they're trying to do economically, whether it's monetary policy or fiscal policy or with trade. Also, what's happening in the labor movement. This is going to be a place where we have honest conversations about that in a way where we're covering stuff that I think the mainstream media has intentionally ignored.
Hell yeah. I'm here for comic relief. I'm just kidding. I can't do that very well, but let's see. Yeah, we're here. We are starting a podcast. What a weird time to start a podcast, just as you said, Jessica. But I think now more than ever, what's clear to me, in case we hadn't covered this in our initial conversation, is that the time for a working class revolution in our politics is nigh, dear sweet listener. We are all watching as it gets harder to just earn money going to work. We're watching a set of problems before us that we're going to have to live through, and we are kind of locked out of talking about and solving them. And I really think I look forward to covering in this podcast ways to turn power to working class people, to talk about the news in terms of how things are going to affect working class people, to hold institutions that claim to represent working class people to account. And the work that I've done in the past, I've come from Appalachia, and I like to, I work with More Perfect Union and independently, and I like to do big picture cultural and political pieces where the central question is, how do people who share the same class interest get to a place where we can live the life that we deserve in a country that tells us that it is ours to run when it doesn't feel like that a lot of times? And what I hope to get to in this podcast is talk about the road to get there, because we're a long way away, but I think we have a fresh start now, and we have everything ahead of us. And we don't have to be constrained by a lot of the stuff that got us to a result like we saw on Tuesday. And if you're looking around and you're wondering what to do, I hope you can find some power in the stuff that we talk about here.
Yeah, I think that was good, John. I don't know what else. Everyone should
smash, like, and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share, and check out John's work. I think he was too humble in describing it, so see it for yourselves.
Yeah. If you didn't notice, I did speak at the DNC, and ironically, I'm not proud of this, but I, wrote that speech, if you go and watch it, for a moment exactly like this, because I could sense through my work, talking to working class people, especially in a place where I live now and grew up, that there are a lot of politically homeless people out here. And the fact that so many of them are flocking to Donald Trump is an indictment on who else we put on offer to represent the energy and demand for a working class politics. And that's what I tried to outline in the DNC speech, that as long as we have these two parties, we have got to make one of them into the home for a lot of people of all races, genders, and demographics who are searching for a political home right now, and the only place they're finding is Donald Trump. We got to offer something better than that, and that's what we're going to be talking about, hopefully, on this pod, and how you can, get involved in that and build it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the other political podcasts out there are backed by billionaire interests with an agenda. We're not.
I'm in my kitchen, dude. You see do these scissors look like they're backed by a billionaire agenda? They're barely hanging on my wall over here, so it's very DIY.
I don't know if you can tell, but my IKEA dresser and thrifted lamp, a lot of people think that you go to a school like Brown and then you're wealthy. That does not happen, especially if you leave and immediately talk about overthrowing the ruling class in a political revolution in a TED Talk at Brown right after you graduate. They don't invite you back for shit after that. So we're just regular guys. No one's paying us to say this.